Happy half-ass vlogust to you. Hello babies, good morning and happy vlogust. Well, I don't know if we're actually gonna do vlogust. I want to do vlogust, and for those of you who are like, what the fuck is vlogust? Well, vlogust is what I was going to do as a follow-up to Vlarch. So that should answer all your questions, and moving on, I'll really break it down for you. During December, we do Vlogmas. A lot of vloggers do Vlogmas, where you vlog every single day until Christmas. Well, I was like, that was so fun. Let's do another month like that. Let's do Vlarch. But in Vlarch, we did every day except for the weekends, which still added up to the same amount of days, because instead of just going to the 25th every day, we went all the way to the end of the month, but only the weekdays. So I wanted to do another one before Vlogmas actually happens, and I thought Vlogust would be an appropriate month because the title goes well together with the play on words. If not, we could do a Vlogtober. But I felt like that was a little too close to Vlogmas. Yeah, I just really overanalyzed the situation, and I was like, we're doing Vlogust. But I've been so behind on life. Like, just last month was crazy, guys. I barely vlogged. Man, just like so many moving parts and so many changes and things happening. It just took me a little bit to get grounded and centered, and I'm not even sure if I'm all the way grounded and centered yet. Also, I don't know if this vlog is gonna go up on time. It's Monday, August 2nd. It's the first day of Vlogust, should this vlog actually go up. But it's already 1:36 p.m. and I feel like that's pretty late to just get started on editing a vlog. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna half commit to Vlogust. So happy half-ass Vlogust to you. Thank you. I guess let me just start with catching you up on my life, because I feel like this channel is mostly just a story of what's happened thus far. I think I mentioned before that Big Mood is now shooting at our house, which is cool because it's here and I don't have to leave anywhere, but it's also just a lot of setup, and then also if people are gonna come over, I have to make sure the house is clean. Like, it's just like, you know, it adds a couple hours to making sure our house is ready to go for shoot days. But that being said, we only shoot once or twice a month, which I can't complain about that. I'm very grateful to have a job in which I only work once or twice a month. I don't know if that's fair to say, because we do work on the podcast when we're not shooting. We're prepping the episodes, but 2 shoot days. We are also shooting Shit They Don't Tell You here, which isn't new. We've been doing that for the majority of this year since they shut down the studio at the end of last year. But we haven't really found our groove with shooting it here yet. And so I think the latest spot that we've been doing it in my office has been the best spot, but it's pretty crowded and crammed, which leads me to why we were house hunting. Not that our house is super small, it's actually pretty decent sized for 2 people living at a place. It's 1,620 square feet. It's got 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a bonus room. It's a lot of space, but one room besides this room, the bedroom, there's not really a room to shoot podcasts in, besides the living room, which we're using for Big Mood, and I kind of just want to keep it Big Mood if we're gonna do that. So now that we're shooting 2 podcasts here, again, very grateful. I like don't have to leave my house ever. Those are the only 2 things I used to leave my house for. But it's a lot of like setting up and breaking down things that I didn't do before, and having to find like storage places for them. I don't know why setting things up and breaking them down like hurts my brain so much, but I just get really frustrated with it. Like I just don't like it. It's like unpacking after vacation, like where yeah, I should put my clothes away, but I just hate it. Like I don't want to. And after prepping and shooting the episodes, it's pretty draining, you know, energetically to shoot for that many hours. And the last thing I want to do is like break down a set. So there's that. But whatever. These are all just very minor complaints. They're not even real complaints. I just have had to adjust, like just make adjustments in my head. Also, Kittens and Coffee, my jewelry line, we're actually launching the first crystal relaunch since 2019. We're launching with Howlite, I'm so excited. We were supposed to launch last month, but there were shipping delays. Like I said, just everything was like chaotic last month. So there were shipping delays, but now we got them. There's a very limited stock. Patreon does get an early release on Thursday. Everyone else gets it on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm so excited for them, but I also think that maybe I didn't order enough stock. So if you can get one if you want it. I mean, if that's your jam. I really love this stone, howlite. I put some of the description of the meaning behind the stone on the Kittens and Coffee Instagram page if you want to check it out, if you're like into that. Again, it comes with the box. Ooh, the box is gonna come with my own, not handwritten, but my own personalized, I wrote the description of the stone in there, and I put it in kind of like a Nikki Limo way of saying it, rather than like the airy fairy description of it. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. There's that. It's happening Friday. Couldn't be more thrilled. We did the photo shoot for this like over a month ago, and I just have been dying to release it, so it's happening. Yay. There's a few more collections that we're currently working on as well that I'm super excited about. I'm excited in general about this jewelry line. I can't wait till we get to a point where the wheels are turning more and we're able to like put out more volume of products at a time. But right now we're just getting started. It's just like a little tiny baby, and I'm just nurturing it and trying to, you know, sprinkle it with water and help it grow. Is that what babies need? You sprinkle babies with water, right? And then they grow into adults? Cool. I think I'm ready to be a mom. Oh, that wasn't a spoiler. That's not at all happening. Not at all. Oh, no. I have been not getting pregnant, but working on my poker game around the clock. It started out as poker, just like being a way to ground me, which it still does. In between chaos, I like just focusing on one thing for a long amount of time, and poker helps me achieve that. It's also a great balance between intellect and intuition in a way that I've never had a game challenge me like before. I spoke about it a little bit here. I've gotten heavily into poker, and I hesitate to talk about it because a lot of you think I have a gambling addiction, which is not true at all. In fact, if you are addicted to gambling, there are hotlines you can call. But yeah, that's not what draws me in at all about poker. I actually am in love with the strategy. It's very similar to chess or any other strategic sport. But I don't have to be an athlete, which cancels me out of all the other strategic sports, basically down to chess or poker. And I have been obsessed with studying hours and hours and hours off of the tables, just memorizing pre-flop hand ranges by position, memorizing betting ranges, memorizing pot odds, knowing how to do pot odd calculations, equity calculations, just going over lots of different things. This is actually one of the workbooks that I've been using. Shout out to James Splitsuit Sweeney. It's been really good for teaching both pre-flop and post-flop math. And I wouldn't say I love math, but I've always been really good at math. Both my parents are accountants, and I think they just passed on the number crunching gene to me. I've always passed math with flying colors. I aced advanced calculus my senior year. It was a college course in high school. Yeah, high school senior, not college. Dropped out of college, but that's not the point of this. Anyway, the point is, I didn't know all about all the math involved when I first got into poker. I was playing purely intuitively, and I was doing pretty well intuitively, but there's way more variance when you're just playing intuitively without having the technical side to go with it. And so I've just been cramming the technical side, and then can't wait to get to a live cash game to see if everything that I've learned can be put into place in a live game, because there's a lot more pressure involved. You know, that's one thing to study off table, but then it's another thing when you're facing serious regulars who do poker for a living. It's intimidating. Over the past couple of months, I've seen myself get better and better and better, and that's the reward for me, is to study a lot at something and then put it into play and then see how much you've improved and progressed, and also what you still have to work on. I just love seeing progress, and then there happens to be a monetary reward for that progress. Every morning I've been using a GTO solver. I play 200 hands every single morning. I've been just consuming poker vlogs, doing math workbooks, reading a lot of poker books. And yeah, it's just basically been my favorite hobby for the past couple months. I've been doing like 80% studying and math, and then 20% actually playing the game, which I hope to turn around pretty soon as the formulas and the math gets more ingrained in me. However, that's a little tricky because there's not only a new mask mandate for the county of LA, so if I'm gonna play the casino, I have to wear a mask for like a few hours at a time. We also might be facing another lockdown, so I don't even know how long that's gonna last. So I have been playing more home games, like private house games with people that I used to go to the casino with, but now it's a private game. I also have been keeping track of my bankroll using an app called Poker Bankroll Tracker, I think. It's pretty straightforward. I think that's what it's called. Poker Bankroll Tracker, yeah. It's free. There's other bankroll tracker apps, but this one's free, and I feel like it does a pretty in-depth, detailed job of keeping track of the different games, different sessions that you're playing. So far, I've been in the positive. I had a couple negative, a couple cooler sessions, but been winning more than I've been losing, and hope to keep it that way. I really wanted to keep track of this, not only because of like the money aspect of it, but really just to see how much variance plays a role, and in the losing sessions, whether I was losing because of variance or if I was losing because I was making actual mistakes. Now, of course, I definitely made mistakes during those games, but I definitely made mistakes during the games where I walked away positive money too. So either way, I just wanted to be able to study that aspect of it, because I know going into it, you're gonna have cold streaks, you're gonna have cold runs where you would just keep losing, and then you're gonna have hot runs where you just keep winning, and I just want to see how that shakes out long term. But right now I'm only playing lower stakes, not a big deal. I'm not gonna be losing my house anytime soon, knock on wood. Oh, houses. Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. I did vlog a little bit of us going to Vegas, and we were gonna go house hunting, but the market is so crazy out there that we didn't even get to look at houses. So the real estate agent out there says, yeah, a lot of sellers aren't even entertaining offers unless you're in the last closing stages of escrow on your current house. So I met with my real estate agent here, and we went over some numbers and cracked some figures, and ultimately I don't think we're ready. Like, I just, it makes sense on paper. It makes 1000% logical sense on paper, where we would, if we sold our house today, we would be able to put $200,000 in our pocket. Then we could just rent somewhere in Vegas. We could rent somewhere and wait for a market dip or a market crash. I don't know if it's gonna crash, but at least a market dip, and then buy our dream house in Vegas, and we'll have cash to put down a down payment, and that would be cool, right? That would be like the most ideal plan. And I feel like that's the most amount of profit that we're gonna make on this condo. And I mean, in this short of time. We bought our place in 2018, and the equity's already gone up that much. I just don't think condos appreciate, there's a ceiling to how much a condo can appreciate, whereas like a single family home, maybe it could go higher. There's also a floor to how much it can crash, so that's cool too. Just talking here. I don't even know if anyone's interested in that, but I've just been going over a lot of numbers lately, not just in poker, but in house math too. And yeah, it seems ideal. It seems like a really cool, logical money plan, but emotionally, like, Steve and I really like this place a lot. Like, we really like our house, and it was never meant to be a forever home, so I know that eventually we are gonna sell, and so why don't we just sell in a seller's market? It's so, I'm gonna be kicking myself for not selling later, I know, but I just can't. I'm just emotionally attached to this place right now, and so Steve has just treated us so well during the pandemic, where we had enough space to not feel like we were on top of each other, and there's been so many memories in this house. I redid all the rooms, and I don't know, I don't feel like the timing's right yet. Like I don't feel it in my heart and my gut. Like I feel it in my brain because it's like, yeah, logically that's the move, but in my gut I'm like, not yet. No, not ready. That's where we're at with that. And same thing with the baby, man. Like people keep asking us, and I know we've been on the fence and we've been back and forth. And then I had a revelation in therapy and I was like, yeah, I definitely want kids. But then like with this lockdown stuff where we, you know, the pandemic isn't over, I just don't know if I want to have kids during a pandemic. There's just so much to think about. So I'd rather not think about it. So that's also on hold. Boom. No houses, no kids. Just let me play poker and live my life. Thank you. And then speaking of kids, I did have to say goodbye to my little nephew, godson, Archer. We spent one last day at the aquarium together in Long Beach. It was so sweet. You excited to see the fish?
Yeah, let's see the fish. Look at that's Archer. Archer and Papa. Huh?
You gonna see fish today?
Yeah.
Yes. And he came over to Tita's house.
You can't believe it. That's a freaking guy. Look how long he is. Holy God.
What is he watching?
He's gonna be bigger than his old man. Yeah, so.
What video is that?
He might clear 6 foot. Thanks to me.
What's the video?
Gentle.
It's the silliest. I mean, it's a nothing one.
Oh. He thinks it's funny though.
That ending part.
That's hilarious. He is a performer.
Oh, okay.
On the couch.
Yeah.
Go back to grandma's couch.
It's an ottoman, dude. Come on.
And then that's it. He's actually in the UK right now. And I'm trying not to think about it. So thanks for bringing that up. You did that. You brought that up. Plant update. All my plants are thriving. Look at this gorgeous lady. Holy moly. This plant, this fiddle leaf fig was almost dead. Now, not only is she thriving by this window for the past 2 years, I wish I could get her better light. She also had a propagation that's thriving as well downstairs. I'm really proud of her. I also thought my avocado plant was gonna die. You know, my avocado plant that I grew from the seed, it was pretty much dead in the living room. Like all the leaves had fallen off. I was like, maybe it contracted a disease, I don't know. I pruned it all the way back where there was just one dinky leaf like hanging like by a thread on it. And I was like, this ain't coming back, but maybe if we move locations. So I moved it to the treadmill room and it's pumping again. She's like so happy there. So plants are happy, cats are happy. We got 4 kitties still. It's actually Tom Collins' birthday today. Happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday, you're 1. Happy 1-year anniversary of being a mother, Cece. Aw, that baby. He's still a baby though. He's so sleepy. You have all the naps today, you little Leo prince. I can't believe it's been a year. I'm just like, oh, they grow up so fast. Remember when we first got them and they were like this big? Maybe I have some footage. Editor Nikki, try to find that footage. Bitch, you gotta do some work. I'm sorry. Good morning. Good morning. You're emerging as quite the favorite. Guess I have an affinity for the gray ones. What else? Steve sold his car for crypto. I'll give you a little sneak peek, but this will come up in a later vlog. Check it out, check it out, check it out. We're at CarMax now. Here's the goods.
This shit is wild, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty packed.
Crazy. Everyone had the same idea as me.
I guess so. They're all investing in cryptocurrency.
I hate it.
They're all trying to get some woo, huh?
I shouldn't have told anybody. I knew it was gonna leak.
And I still haven't done my bullet journal theme for the month, so I'm gonna go do that. Hopefully that'll be posted tomorrow or soonish. I'm behind, guys. I don't have it all together, but we're working on it. We're human. Fuck perfect. Thank you for being here. Happy half-ass vlogust to you.
I'd been a wallflower for so long, standing on